Welcome. My name is Anne Vivian. This is Mystical Adventures, and thank you so much for joining me on this mystical adventure today. 22222. We got a lot of twos. People. So I'm excited to be with you on 22222. I'm excited to be with you whenever and however you tune in. So thank you for tuning in. Let's have an adventure together today. I'm going to pull some cards for the week ahead. I'm going to share with you the channeled message of the Spirit Helper of the week. And I'm going to take a call. We are going to, we're going to rock and roll today. My producer dared me to use a particular phrase. I'm going to try and work it into the show. I can't figure out how to work it in right now. I may or may not remember. It is a Michael Jackson lyric. So we'll see if that happens, Dave. Let's get started, shall we? I'm going to pull a few cards to tell you about the collective energy I'm feeling for this week and relay some messages for the week ahead. And remember, even though this show is specific for the week of 22222, it's also not specific to the week of all those twos. It's, the messages that I'm going to share with you, the cards that I pull, therefore, whenever you see this broadcast or hear this podcast, whenever you tune into the show is the right time for you to receive these messages. So I'm going to pull an angel card here for the week ahead. Manifestation. We are in the waning phase of the moon. And as far as manifestation goes, I feel like the message is do some clearing, do some clarifying in order to clarify and clear the way for Spirit to bring to you your blessings and abundance and manifestation. Do some house clearing, do some forgiveness work, which is part of the Spirit Helper message today, some major forgiveness work. Do some feng shui, clean out that closet in your mind, in your heart, and figure out what you need to let go of right now. It's a great time to release in order to clear the way for manifestations that want to come. This might be a week to easily manifest things, and I feel like the message is you're primed. You have an intuition or an insight or an inkling about what might help you truly manifest your dreams, visions, desires. And I feel Spirit is saying, take that action. So pay attention to your dreams, your gut instincts, your intuition. Pay attention to what messages come through other people. Any myriad of ways once you say your prayers. I'm pulling some sacred geometry cards, like Francine Hart's deck. We've got High Tide, Out Beyond Orion, Tree Vessel, Offering. So just tuning into the energies of this week. And it is a day of the two energy, which is intuitive and relational, balance, receptive. So we're starting with a card about the spiral and the tide, high tide. I feel like this week there might, last week was the full moon. There might still be some high tides we're dealing with emotionally. It might collectively even feel like there are intense feelings swirling about. And I feel like a lot of people are using this time to process feelings. This feels like a week where we're unpacking different experiences to understand insights about them. Our challenge this week, Out Beyond Orion, very cosmic, very starry. The sacred geometry of the stars. I feel like Spirit is saying the challenge this week might be to ground ourselves and focus. There might be a bit a bit of chaotic energy, a bit of um, ungrounded energy. And chaos can be a good thing. It can help to break up what needs to be broken up, kind of like the manifestation card is guiding us to, the angels are guiding us to sort of break the energy up in order to manifest. And I feel like that might be the challenge this week. We might be a little bit ungrounded, a little bit expanded as a strength, but then our challenge is to focus in. And the guidance is tree vessel. So here comes grounding with trees. Nature can be so grounding. The tree is a beautiful grounding symbol, but also actually spirit helper, spirit guide. If we can learn to work with the energy of the tree, an actual physical tree in your neighborhood, or just the tree spirit that you, any tree spirit that you work with, even if you're not physically present in the presence of the tree, this can help us to, they can help to teach us. These benevolent beings can help to teach us and model for us what it is like to truly be grounded. And I love the symbology of the tree, how it has the branches in the sky and the roots in the earth. So it's integrating all of these dimensions, and it's helping to take those stars and bring them down into the ground, so that you're working with your powers of manifestation, and you're working with your natural ability to take those starry cosmic inspirations and dreams and insights and divine consciousness and bring it to the earth and ground it, ground yourself, take those baby action steps to actually make your dreams a reality. So this is a week where you could really, I feel, make some progress towards your dreams, goals, desires. I feel like a lot of people are already noticing their progress this week. I feel like Spirit wants you to notice your progress. That was kind of one of the messages from the plant spirit helper from last show. The moss plant spirit was guiding us to recognize our achievements, and that's part of the momentum that we can develop towards manifestation. The last card is offering. Beautiful rainbow. And I think that might be the flower of life, sacred geometry in there. I feel like the message from this card offering is to take that energy of the two, to receive, to allow, manifest by allowing, manifest by opening yourself. So a little bit less action. Take those, baby steps in action, but make sure you're putting a really big emphasis right now on allowing the universe to bring it to you. Letting go is a great way to allow. What do I need to let go of to open my consciousness in my life and even my physical space? Maybe my physical body. What do I need to let go of in my diet? What do I need to let go of? How can I allow? How can I open that gate in order to be a vessel to receive that offering, to receive that blessing? And I feel like that is the pathway to manifestation this week. Letting go, surrendering, cleaning it out, releasing, forgiveness. I will pull, let's see how we're doing on time here. I'll pull one tarot card for the week ahead, and then I'll read to you the Spirit Helper message of the week. All right, so a tarot card for this week. Oh, we've got the Queen of Wands. And the Queen of Wands has this very creative, career, manifesting, passionate energy. She's got the cat there. So we pulled a queen that is receptive. That's the 2 energy. That's the feminine, relational, partnership, intuitive, balance, yin energy. But this is a masculine element in the queen energy. It's the wand energy together with the queen archetype, the Queen of Wands. So I feel like the message that the Queen of Wands wants to offer us right now is to be a channel, be that receptive energy for that passion, for that inspiration and energy. Allow the energy to move through you. Allow the energy to inspire you to your next step in this magical journey, in this magical, mystical adventure. Allow yourself to be guided by divinity instead of you doing all the work, instead of you trying to control everything. Let go of some control and allow that divine guidance to inspire you to your next action, and allow the love that flows through you to be part of the manifestation process, not just putting out ideas or actions or plans. Use both of them, integrate them all together. That was the message for this week, or whenever you tune in, my beloved. And it's a beautiful manifestation energy. It's a beautiful allowing feminine yin energy mixed with the masculine, isn't it? Who should show up as the ascended master? Some might call this personage an ascended master. Some might use the word bodhisattva. Some might use the word God incarnate. Jesus Christ, Jesus came to me today to offer a message. And I work with the Christ energy with Jesus. He is one of my ascended masters in my dream team. And it's part of my spiritual journey growing up, my spiritual tradition in my family. And I work with Jesus in my own way, not exactly the way I was raised, not in a more traditional organized religion way, but I work with Jesus in a very personal way. And so however you work with Jesus, and maybe you haven't before, I just encourage you to open yourself to a personal connection with this gentle, healing consciousness. And you might have some baggage with organized religion, but you might have a very different relationship, as I do, with the Jesus Christ that I work with and the energy that I've come to know personally, not as a part necessarily of my of the churches or dogma of the organized religion that I was introduced through, which I was introduced to him. And there's also the Christ consciousness, which runs through us all, which a lot of people believe, Jesus channeled, but is also has been channeled by other ascended masters, bodhisattvas, and is within all of us. It's the Christ consciousness in our heart. So Jesus is associated with healing, forgiveness, sacrifice, universal laws, Christ consciousness, heart center, divine love. Here is a message from Jesus for the week ahead. For the week of February 22nd, 2022, or whenever you're tuning into this show. I'm with you always. I am the heart of this sun, S-U-N-S-O-N. I am the globe within your hearts, within all hearts of men and women. I'm reaching out to you as the sun reaches its rays to the earth, constantly offering my warmth and soul love. I constantly offer you the life energy of the heart source of love. I remind you to uncover the divine source of love within you and around you, from the sun in the sky and in your own heart. Reach back to this source within you and in your world. In other people's hearts, this divine love lives as well. And you can reach back to all the sources and feel the reverberation of the healing, harmony, and power that eternally offers these gifts. It is perpetual. Speak the truth to your own heart when you are having moments of dismay or uncertainty, my beloved. Allow this divine love radiating through you, into you, to speak words of wisdom. Speak the truth that love is the greatest answer to all, and that it is right for you to love your neighbor as yourself. It is right for you to shine with the love of the Divine Mother Father, feeling it in your own heart and shining it to those of others. As you have a heavy heart, it opens the doorway for you to enlighten and unfold your consciousness with the knowingness of our presence. We have never left you. The Divine Mother Father is always surrounding you with protection, happiness, and comfort. Remember who you are. You are the sons and daughters of the Holy One Most High. You are the expression of this divine love. Comfort yourself as you feel weary and unworthy. Remind yourself of who you are. You deserve love, and you deserve the best. You are not made to grovel and serve the lowly. You were made to uplift yourself and others by remembering this expansive truth. Your heart is enlightened, unburdened, and uplifted when you do this. At this time, learn to bend and flow with ease as life provides opportunities to make choices and change directions. Let go of old hurts and grudges. Surrender them to me. Surrender them to the divine. Lighten your heart from burdens such as these, including your own misgivings about yourself. Forgive yourself as you forgive others. Love yourself as you love others. And recall my sayings and teachings about this deep mystical power, how this deep mystical power runs. How deep this mystical power runs. Love yourself as you love others, and recall my sayings and teachings about how deep this mystical power runs. The power of love and forgiveness. Learn to love yourself even deeper as you forgive those around you and forgive yourself. Ask for forgiveness from above with an attitude of peace and remembrance of your worth. You are the son or daughter of Him Most Holy, of the force of divine love. It courses through your veins and offers the healing elixir to all pains. Remember, it is eternal and unbound, and we must all allow this divine power the freedom to work its miracles. We do this by surrendering and letting go. We do this by opening our hearts and freeing our souls of resentments, hatred, selfishness, and greed. We release and open our hearts to divine love by forgiving ourselves and loving ourselves. May the light of the sun remind you of this. Thank you from that message. Thank you for that message from Jesus, and what powerful energy, what powerful ideas. Forgiveness, loving yourself, surrendering to the divine. I encourage you, we're in the waning phase of the moon. This is a great time in the moon cycle to do some forgiveness work. You know, I try and do forgiveness work every day. It doesn't always happen. At the end of the day, I always try and remember to ask myself, who am I holding a resentment or grudge or anger towards in my heart? And I forgive them and release them and bless them. You can do this every day. You can also do a more formal ritual every month around the waning time of the moon. And you can, light a candle, you can write down a list, you can do lots of things for a ritual, but going through and really, spending some time recognizing who you are angry with or have any resentments towards, and really, deeply letting them go and forgiving them. It's so powerful. It opens the doorways to blessings and love and manifestation for you, for the other person, and for everyone. It's absolutely, forgiveness is the stuff of miracles. It creates miracles. So I encourage you to take heart with the words of Jesus and do yourself the honor of doing some forgiveness work this week, my friend. I believe we have a caller, and it's time to switch to that mystical, magical, fun time in the show where we take a caller. Oh, what a cool name. Roxanne from Canada. Hi, Roxanne. Can you hear me?
I can, yep.
Hi, this is Ann
How are
Bigby,
you?
and welcome to my show. I'm doing fantastic. How are you doing today?
Great, wonderful.
We're talking about forgiveness and letting go is opening the doors to blessings. How do you feel like you are as far as your practice of forgiveness goes?
well, forgiveness is a wonderful tool, but unfortunately, it takes a lot. A lot of people don't fully understand that it's for you. They think it's for somebody else, but
I
and it took
completely
me a while
agree.
to do that. Yeah,
Yes. I think
it's very yeah, it
yeah.
lifts everything off you when you offer forgiveness.
I was
It's
just
like the
having this
world just
conversation
lifted
with a
off your
client
shoulders.
who was talking about something very similar and how it feels like it's condoning the behavior, but it's not. Forgiveness is not saying
No,
what you did is okay. It's releasing that person so that you're not carrying around that energy. And it doesn't mean that what they did is okay, but it's an action that can create healing. Um, I think that's so insightful, Roxanne. So she
yeah,
is
people
practicing her
people
forgiveness
say that
work.
people say you should forgive and forget, and they can't forgive, and I'm like, forgive, but don't forget, because if you the
Yeah,
Bible doesn't say forget, because if we forgot everything, we wouldn't know what happened to Jesus. So it's not about
I
forgetting;
agree.
it's about forgiving.
Take the
Yeah,
wisdom, take the learning, take the lesson, and release the anger and resentment and unforgiveness and that burden.
that's right.
Roxanne,
That's right.
that's beautiful to hear that you have a forgiveness practice. How may I help you today? Do you have a question?
No, just wondering um, of my future in going forward in a healing practice, I guess.
Okay, great.
To learn to let go of my job that provides me an income and to fully give it over to. I know God will look after me. I guess it's just that fear of jumping off the edge, I suppose.
It's a leap of faith. Well, let me tune into your energy, Roxanne, and I'll tell you what I'm picking up, and then I'll pull a few cards and tell you what I'm sensing. Okay.
Yeah.
And it'll just be a moment of silence. If you could set your intention to open your energy so I could read you, that would be helpful.
All right.
Well, I get this beautiful energy when I tune into you, Roxanne. I sense that you are kind of being kind of quiet, that you're kind of conservative about talking about it, and that you have this very sensitive energy, and that it's kind of like you have to warm up to having someone in your space or having someone. Um, oh, a card just fell out. That you have to feel comfortable with all of your sensitivity to be more open with someone and to talk about yourself more, or to, that's part of it, is letting people know we're offering the healing services. And I see that, part of what your gift is you're so sensitive, and you know um, you're so attuned to the subtleties, but there's also, a little bit of, I don't want to say shyness, but it's like, it's, I see you like being very specific about how you set up your space, and being very specific about, um, the energies of the people you let near you. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it makes it. It makes some sense. I don't mind being around people and stuff like that, but I come from a small town, and if
Yeah.
people really knew I was, they probably
Right. So there's a
be like,
conservativeness about
yeah,
sharing.
that
Yeah.
that crazy lady up on the
Yeah.
hill there all by herself.
So I pulled some cards for you. And so that, it makes sense. But then there's also, we need to get the word out in order for people to come to us. But you're being very particular for that reason. I think that makes sense.
Yeah,
Well, I feel like Spirit is saying, don't judge it till you try it. And you haven't really put the word out. And I feel like Spirit is saying, if you start letting people know what you're doing in, like baby steps in a conservative way, then
yeah,
that will help you build confidence towards really getting the word out. But I think
right,
there's this hesitancy for you to kind of expose yourself. And I feel like Spirit is saying, just try advertising a little bit, and letting some people know who you trust in some circles that feel, holistic
right,
circles that feel appropriate. And as you take steps towards doing that, it'll build more momentum and you'll have more confidence. I feel like you need to connect more with other healers, Roxanne. It feels like you're a little bit part of feeling more confident in order to make these changes is you're not as connected to the network as you could be. So I feel like, online or in person, go out and meet people, connect with your healing, your holistic healing community, connect with, people out in the world so that you can get that energy flowing, because it feels a little bit, you want to get that energy moving and it feels a little bit stagnant or
Yeah.
right now, like the door is not quite open.
When I'm around my friends who live 2.5 hours away, and they uplift me to the point where I can, almost read somebody's mind. But when you're left alone, you get in this kind of dark, gloomy space.
Yes, and I can see you in some dark, gloomy spaces. And I can see your insight about how you get there. So connect more with people and notice how that affects your mood and your motivation. King of Swords is your guidance card, and the King of Swords is about leadership. It's about planning. It's about taking the bull by the horns, being very decisive. And I feel like Spirit is guiding you to come up with more of a plan, put yourself out there, and step into that powerful leadership role. I pulled an angel card for you, Shamuel, adoration. So I feel like it's really important for you to adore yourself and nurture yourself, Roxanne, right now. We are coming to the last minute of the show, but I want to remind you to, take those baby steps and step into your power, and remember to love yourself, my friend. So does that make sense? I hope that was helpful.
It do, yeah. Oh, you do, yeah.
Good. Well, thank you so much for calling in, Roxanne. The world is lucky to have you as a healer. Go be the healer the world needs and that your soul wants to be. And thank you so much for calling.
Thank you.
Good night. And I want to thank you for tuning in, everyone. Maybe that message was for you to love yourself and take those baby steps, connect with your network. Remember to do your forgiveness work. Check out my website, creativepsychestudio.com, for more information on my groups and services.